Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
OnsideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Kai Chen Chisholm.
The Call of Duty League had their Week 2 Stage 2 matchups this past weekend, which included a lot of surprising results. This included the Minnesota Rocker winning both their matchups, a 3-0 against Optic Chicago on Friday, and a 3-2 against the current world champion Dallas Empire on Sunday. Optic Chicago also lost their second matchup of the weekend against the Florida Mutineers, that also a 3-0. Atlanta FaZe continue to dominate as they lead the CDL points with 155. Florida Mutineers now at 7th place with 50 points, and both Rocker wins move them up to 6th, just above the Mutineers with 60. The Mutineers are now tied in the Stage 2 group standings in Group Bravo with the Dallas Empire and Seattle Surge, as all three teams are currently holding a 2-1 standing. There are still a lot of games to be played out this season, and it'll be interesting to see where teams like Optic Chicago and Florida Mutineers finalize in the standings.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean?
The Onside Zone.
He's a liar. And there's nothing new about that. He's full of crap. If you're believing that, I got a bridge in the Keys. It's the one on the right side. Just want you to know, when you're going south, you'll see the smaller bridge on the right. I've got that one for sale if you're interested.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
That's the one boy band that I will say, dude, I'll stand up for Boys to Men every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Love those guys.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right.
I need to know I'm not alone. Now take it home.
Crypto bro. Crypto bro.
All right.
Crypto bro.
That's what it's all about. Making a rush to 59,000 right now. I love it. I love it. It's a good morning. Crypto on the rise. Welcome aboard. How are you all doing out there on a beautiful Tuesday? I know it's kind of raining out here in South Florida. Depends on where you're at. I hope it's not raining. I hope it's not snowing. I hope it's not bad weather. My Lord, the floods in Nashville. And, oh, man. That was our prayers go out to the great folks in the Tennessee area that suffered a lot of damage, man. A lot of damage. Well, Tito, it's a good day today. You know why?
Why is that?
My shoes from Amazon are now on the way now that they got
congrats.
that boat unstuck
Yes.
in the Suez Canal. So I'm sure that pair of Pumas that I ordered that is on that ship.
They were there. They're on their way.
They're on their way now. So it's actually good. Now you all can relax. Okay? I mean, talk about a traffic jam. We see it like on the Palmetto and I-95. The Suez Canal had the ultimate traffic jam in the world. I mean, there were like 300 ships waiting to go, and that one dude that just like screwed it all up. Like, that guy loses his job, right? I mean, that guy's like done. The guy that grounded that ship. Whatever it was, that's it. You're done. It's over. Can't allow that thing to get grounded, bro. You got to anchor in the middle and call the damn tugboat so they can tug your ass out of there. Get that thing grounded. Did you see some of the crazy stats from that? They dug up 224,000 tons of sand in order to free it up. Okay? No, I'm sorry, 30,000 cubic meters of sand. That's what it was. It's 224,000 tons, the ship itself, but 30,000 cubic meters of sand. That's crazy. That thing is 1,300 foot long. And you know a football field is 300. That is, think about that, Tito. That thing is over 4 football fields long. Okay? Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 football fields long. 13 different tugboats to take that thing out. Holy moly. Wow. That is enormous, man. It's like one of those stories you keep up with it every day just to see what's going on, because the entire world is dependent on a lot of the stuff that's going, not everything, but it's like, I don't know what they say, like 10 or 15% of the world's goods go through there or something like that. So listen, the good thing is my New Balance shoes are now on its way. Okay? Puma, New Balance, Nike, I don't know what I got. Some kind of pair of shoes or something are stuck there. Maybe, I think Tito's Ginsu knives are stuck there too. I think Tito ordered a DVD of Smokey and the Bandit and Rocky, and it's stuck on that boat.
Yeah, I've been waiting, man.
I mean,
Takes forever.
we're trying to pick on the kid for not watching Smokey and the Bandit or Rocky, and it's really not his fault. It's that the DVDs that he bought to watch it, they're stuck on the ship. They're stuck in the Suez Canal. I mean, I just hope you guys are able to get all your stuff now from the Suez Canal. And some of us are going to get something like, well, we're sorry for the delay, but did you hear about that mess down in Egypt? Well, yeah, your goods were stuck on one of those ships. Well, the good thing is they got that thing freed, and I wonder if they're going to try to tell the people, hey, why don't we widen this canal a little bit? Why don't we do something to kind of not try to avert this problem from happening ever again? I don't know. It should cost a lot of money to widen that damn canal. But then again, dude, you saw how much money they charge just to go through there? It's a sick amount of money that you have to pay to go through there. So why not? You'll be able to do a lot of things there with that. All right, so the ship is freed. I know we're going to get into a lot of things today on the show. Alan Poupar is going to join us at 1:34, Dolphins writer for SI. I want to get his thoughts on the Dolphins, the draft, the trades, all of that stuff. So we'll get into it with Alan. At 2:34, George Richards is going to stop by. He's going to give us his thoughts on the Panthers. They're back in action tonight against the Red Wings. And we'll see if the man from Florida Hockey Now has got any extra insight on the Ekblad injury, which personally, I don't think he's coming back this season. It just, they say a minimum 12 weeks. But this guy's so important to the Panthers and their future. And I understand that you'd like to take advantage of this season as much as possible. You're one of the better teams in the league, but the bottom line is you can't rush a guy like Ekblad back because he means so much. You can't force that issue. You want him for years to come. Remember that while we've had Huberdeau and Barkov and Ekblad here with us for several years, what people still don't realize is they're actually really young. I mean, look up his age. Tito, do me a favor. I want to say Ekblad is no more than 25 or 26 years old. So he's got plenty of great hockey ahead of him, 25. All those guys are like 25, 24, 26 years old. Ekblad, Huberdeau, and Barkov. It's not like, I know it seems like they're in their 30s and they've been here for 15 years and all that because they've been here since they were babies, but that's the thing. They've been here since they were babies. So they were in their teens when they came to the Panthers. And that's where, they still have a lot of great hockey ahead for those three guys. And when an Ekblad or Huberdeau or a Barkov get injured, you take an extra level of care and caution. I'm sure you do for normal players, but if it's a free agent you sign and the guy doesn't have much left in the tank and it's a year left or whatever, and there's this final year, you may hurry things back. But a guy like Ekblad, you cannot hurry back. So we'll talk to George Richards about that at 2:34. Got a bunch of things to talk about. First of all, I want to get into Kim Mulkey. All right, we don't talk a lot about women's basketball. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest, I am not watching much of the tournament myself. But I did catch her comments yesterday, and I got to tell you something. One of the biggest problems in our country is the people we put in leadership situations. I mean, you put that crazy woman, what is it, Marjorie Green or Taylor Green or what's her name?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That's it, Marjorie Taylor Greene. These are the kind of people that we put in authority situations. Look at Cuomo. Look it's going on with him. This is our problem, right? You put the wrong people in charge. And then you look at Kim Mulkey, and I don't care that she can coach basketball, but I know that she doesn't have common sense and doesn't care for your fellow man or woman in her case. So she gets eliminated by UConn, okay? She comes on at the press conference, and nobody asked her about this. She just kind of gave a suggestion on how they should handle COVID testing from here on out going into the Final Four for men's and women's. Play it, please.
And I want to say this to all of you. I don't think my words will matter, but after the games today and tomorrow, there's 4 teams left, I think, on the men's side and the women's side. They need to dump the COVID testing. Wouldn't it be a shame to keep COVID testing and then you got kids that end up having test positive or something and they don't get to play in the Final Four? So you need to just forget the COVID test and let the 4 teams that are playing in each Final Four go battle it out.
Kim Mulkey is to me that's a fireable offense, because if I'm the AD, if I'm the president, these aren't the leaders that I want setting examples. And see, the problem with some of these coaches, like Dabo Sweeney, like the idiot with the mullet in Oklahoma State, Mike Gundy, and whatever it is, the Texas governor, you could go to the California governor. I'm telling you, you look at the people that we put in leadership situations at times, and you have to scratch your head and say, what the hell are we doing? And Kim Mulkey, who had COVID, by the way, so her idea is, let's not test. And if there's COVID, well, they'll just spread it amongst each other, possibly spread it to the coaches who are older, the assistant coaches who are older, and put them at risk too. And let's just put everybody at risk for the sake of dribbling a basketball. And our problem a lot of times with the myopic approach of people in sports is that they think what they do is ultimately important, and it's not. I say this all the time. Just because you are here with us and you're hardcore like we are, talking sports, you have to understand we're the minority. Most people don't care about sports. There's a ton of people that aren't watching any soccer games. They're not watching any basketball games. They're not watching any football games. They don't care. And when you've got something like Kim Mulkey setting that kind of example, this is why we're all screwed up in all kinds of areas in life, because we have the wrong people that we put in a position of authority and leadership. And it shows you how she doesn't respect it at all, because she was going to say shit. She caught herself mid-H and stopped it. But, we got to eliminate this, It shows kind of where she's at with all of this. And, listen, you got a lot of idiots in Texas. We already know it. I mean, we got tons of idiots here in Florida too. But, Texas, you kind of see it all the time. That's kind of the state that is, they've had more COVID issues than most, and that's because, starting with the governor, they have not respected it whatsoever. They don't care. And then it takes hold of their state, and then they kind of then start to approach it. It depends on who we put in leadership. And a person like Kim Mulkey has no business, because if she's like this about COVID, okay, which it's clearly killing thousands, it's clearly set a lot of people back. It's funny because I remember, leading into all of this, for months you had people comparing COVID to the cold. And I'm 54. I know zero the amount of people that died from a cold. Yet COVID, I'm up to like 7 or 8. I've never, ever encountered. I know it happens. I know it's possible. But it's a hell of a lot more rare than you dying from COVID, because the numbers bear it out. And so by now, if you're not taking it serious and you're not watching, look what happens in Brazil when you don't have the vaccine, when you don't have the money to actually take care of your people. Look how bad it's going on there now. Why? Because you're not protecting yourselves, you're not taking it serious, and you don't have a way to combat it. Here, we're going to get a spike now because we got a lot of idiots that still have not been vaccinated, but yet they're out on the streets. I mean, at this point, how do you look at Americans or anybody in the world and not take this serious? Because, you're basically insulting millions of people that have lost family members all over the world. So you're telling them that COVID's not serious, it really doesn't affect anybody, and yet there are families all over the place going, what do you mean it doesn't affect me? I lost my mom, I lost my brother, I lost my son, I lost my uncle, I lost my aunt, I lost my grandmother. And there's almost this attitude that if you're, 70, 75, 80, and you got COVID and died, well, you were old anyways. It's like, what is this, dude? That grandmother, grandfather could have lived another 5, 10 years. Could have seen their grandsons, granddaughters get older, maybe graduate, maybe get married, maybe have kids. All these kind of things that grandparents look forward to. They could have had that opportunity, and COVID stopped it. So when you have the Kim Mulkeys of the world, it just kind of disgusts me that you have people that are still that ignorant about everything that's going on. It's crazy. Folks, you got to check out our shade. You'll see it in some of the recordings, depending on if the host is sitting on this side of the table. On this, where I'm at, obviously you don't see it, but I'm looking straight at it. And we got to thank A Shade Above Windows Fashion in Davie. Listen, if you're looking to protect your family, your employees, and more importantly, save some energy, right? Call A Shade Above Fashions in Davie, 954-434-4774. They serve the South Florida area. Listen, A Shade Above teamed up with Band Deluxe to personalize and create the Onside Radio shade to a beautiful pink and black, man. It is awesome. Now, listen, if you want to order protection with style for your home or office, like we did, call A Shade Above Window Fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Go to the website, ashadeaboveflorida.com. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashions.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up. Now, let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
At Baptist Health, we are ready
to serve, to treat,
to safely proceed with your procedure.
We're ready for ER visits and office visits with skilled surgeons,
advanced medicine,
and multidisciplinary teams.
We're ready for new arrivals
and new recoveries.
We are ready.
We're ready to diagnose, treat, and manage
anything that comes our way
with exceptional care and comfort.
With the same preparedness and compassion you've come to expect from Baptist Health.
And we are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready
to care for you.
Take Onside Radio everywhere you go with the MyTuner Radio app. Download the free app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host. Go to your app store, download MyTuner Radio, and search Onside Radio, South Florida's sports station. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit moretoadhd.com for additional information. That's moretoadhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
All righty, welcome back. We take you till 3 o'clock. My man Alex Dono will take over at that point. See what we got here on the text line. It says fully functional front office, but this came in at 8:30. So this is for Toast and Marsh. Let's see what he put here. Problem with your opening argument was Greer going to North Carolina. If you aren't targeting either one, first looking at those two players, a waste of time. Also, Flo has a history of working in scouting, maybe putting in that. I know what you're talking about. I heard our boys Toast and Marsh talk about that. That he was. I think Toast was kind of flipping out that Greer was not in Coral Gables and Flo was, and Greer was up in North Carolina, which I to me, I thought Toast was kind of, I don't know if he's kind of stirring it up or just trying to, get into the crawl of Dolphin fans or something like that. But to me, that didn't make any sense because Flo's the defensive specialist. So you've got the defensive specialist checking out the D lineman. And see, what I love about Chris Greer is he's super confident in what he does. If he's paranoid, then he hires people, but he doesn't trust them. So then why'd you hire them? Right? I mean, I hire plenty of people here, but I trust them to do their jobs. Not on top of them I'm not on top of Tito all the time to do everything. I ask him to do some stuff, but I count on him to do his job. That way I don't have to worry about Tito. I don't have to worry about Sean. That's the reason why Sean was the first person that I brought over, because I knew I wasn't going to have to worry about it because he's going to do his job. So Chris Greer hired Reggie McKenzie, hired Marvin Allen, hired Flo. Why? Because he trusts these people, because they can do their jobs. And he doesn't have to, go out there and then micromanage. If you have to micromanage your employees, then you hired the wrong employees and you're actually putting more burden on yourself than you should have to. You need to hire people and then let them do the job. Eventually you'll find out if they can or they can't, and then you make the changes after that. But we've kind of seen for the last 2 years, Flo has been in scouting, Flo has been a coach, Flo has been a coordinator, Flo has been a player. So he's done everything in football. So it's pretty simple. It makes a lot of sense that you want Marvin Allen somewhere, you want Reggie McKenzie somewhere, you want Chris Greer at one place, and you want Flo at another spot. Miami's lucky. They got 4 people that know personnel, and they got 4 people that are working together. And so Chris Greer, if he wanted to micromanage and if he was insecure about what he was doing, then he would bring Flo in and give him no power. He would bring Reggie McKenzie in and give him no power. He would bring Marvin Allen in and give him no power. That's not what Chris Greer does. It's pretty obvious that he brought in people because he knows he can't do it by himself, and you've got to have good people around you. So you got a lot of competent people. It's a waste. See, here's where I would disagree completely with Toast. It's a waste of time to have Reggie McKenzie and Flo there, to have Reggie McKenzie and Greer there, to have Greer and Marvin Allen there, to have Greer and Flo there. You only need one of the 4. The other 3 guys, if there's other pro days going on, send them to other places. If there's no pro days going on and the only one's in Coral Gables, then, if all 4 want to go hang out there, go for it. And what if there's something in North Carolina that we're not talking about? But we'll find out about it a year from now, right? Because let's be honest. Did you know anything about Andrew Van Ginkel? Right? So after watching what's gone on for the last 2 years and watching the results, it's hard to actually go against the grain. It's hard to you cannot pick on Flo. You cannot pick on Greer. You cannot pick on the Dolphins because since the new regime took over, they've only looked competent. They've only looked prepared. They've only been ready for pretty much every scenario that has come up. I'm just saying. So to follow up that text, which now I know what you were talking about because I heard the show. To me it was just, it's an overreaction that's not even necessary whatsoever because Greer isn't, in Coral Gables. Doesn't make any sense. You got a great scouting staff. You got 4 guys that are studs. Spread it out. Then you can come together, share your knowledge, watch the film, and in the end, here's the other thing. Ladies and gentlemen, workout days are just a bunch of dudes running around in underwears and guys with clocks. That's it. Oh, it's a 4-2. It's a 4-4. It doesn't mean anything. When I go to the combine every year, I don't care about the 40. I don't care about the shuttle. I don't care about the high jump. I don't care about the long jump. I don't care about the gauntlet. I don't care about any of that, to be honest with you. I care about tracking down scouts and coaches and GMs and personnel directors and asking them about players and what they saw during the season when they were actually playing games. Okay? If anybody is judging anything by a stinking workout, give me a break. So whether you send a scout or a coach or whatever, what matters is the film, the game film. What did they do on that 3rd and 1 at the end of that fourth quarter with the game on the line? Did they complete the pass? Did they catch it? Did they defend it? Did they intercept it? Did they force a fumble? Did they score the touchdown? Did he hit the field goal? That's what I want to know. Those are the things that matter. It doesn't matter what they did in the shuttle. Like yesterday, Jalen Phillips. Oh, he had a really fast shuttle, whatever it was. It wasn't the record, but it was super impressive. Like, who gives a shit? Seriously. Like, that's going to make you a better football player? Sure, Mike Mamula. Some of you are like Tito, have no idea what Mike Mamula means. But Mike Mamula was a guy that came, I believe, out of Boston College and was a physical freak and a workout freak. And so he had this workout of a lifetime. So the Eagles took him, I think it was the Eagles that took him early, and he was a bust. And why? Because it wasn't that they went by the game film, they went by the stupid workout. Jamarcus Russell, considered the greatest workout for a draft pick ever. It's a workout. Don't judge him by that, because Jamarcus Russell was a bust. The Bears drafted a guy, a defensive lineman, that bench pressed a record like 50-something, 60 times 225. They drafted him, and he sucked. Bruce Campbell, offensive tackle out of Maryland, I believe. Raiders drafted him. Why did the Raiders draft him? Because he ran like a 4.9 or a 5.0 in the 40. So Old Man Davis goes, oh, no, we got to have him. It's like, dude, it's an offensive lineman. Who gives a shit if he can run a 4.9 or a 5.0? What, are you going to make him a tight end now? So please, let's not get excited. Let's not get disappointed. And let's not really care that much about stupid-ass pro days. Okay? Because I got plenty of stories with pro days. I mean, it's endless. I gave you 4, like, right off the top of my head.
Would you say, though, that Jalen improved his stock yesterday?
No. 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 If you actually watch the film, you have him rated the same way.
I think probably top 2 edge rusher.
Yeah, whatever. He was that anyways. He was the top 2, 3, or 4 edge, because there aren't many anyways in this draft.
Okay.
He's one of the top guys, so you know he's in shape. I think Rousseau, it was more important for him to show off that he's in shape because he was out of football for a year.
Right. Good point.
So out of sight, out of mind. All right, dude, did you get fat? Did you sit on the couch? Are you in great shape? Good. You're a pro. You stayed in shape. You stayed prepared. We're impressed by that, but not because your workout makes you a better player. You saw what Jalen Phillips was on the field. That's why Jalen Phillips should be taken in the first round, because of what he did on the field. Greg Rousseau should be taken in the first round because of what he did on the field. Brevin Jordan might be a freak and all, but the dude can't stay healthy, so you'd be a stupid GM to take him in the first round. Even though Brevin Jordan is top 20 talent in any NFL draft, you never take that guy in the first round because he's a sack of injuries. I don't care what he works out. I don't care what he runs. I know this, when he's on the field, he can't stay there. So you have to take him in the second round because he's a freak. And that if somehow or another he figures out his body, you got yourself a bargain. But if you take him in the first round and he constantly gets injured, you're going to get burned. So to me, it's just, I just find it funny that somehow or another workouts actually mean something. They might mean something to a guy that was injured in the offseason, got healthy enough, injured during the season, got healthy enough for now, and he's got to show them that he can work out. That's important for a guy like that. You had injuries during the year. Where are you at right now? Okay, great. But a guy that like Jalen Phillips, he had a great year. Who cares what he runs the 40? I'm just telling you what real GMs and real front offices are thinking. They're not moving Jalen Phillips up because of a great workout. They're not. And if they did, then that's a terrible front office. That's all. You want to go Mike Mamula? You want to go Bruce Campbell? You go ahead, dude. You go ahead, and you'll get burned. Take him for what he did in the draft. In the games. And then measure him against other players and what they did in their seasons. Not by what they did in a workout. Because you're going to get burned almost every time. DeMarcus Van Dyke improved his draft stock because he ran a 4.3. But when he got to the league, he wasn't a great cornerback. So he didn't live up to his draft status because of the 4.3. But the Raiders took him because the Raiders are in love with speed. That was something under the Davis regime that it was just, okay, you ran a fast 40, we're going to take you. Rarely ever paid off, but that's what happens. You fall in love. If you fall in love with the workout, you will get burned by that player. Because that's all staged. That's all prepared. Football, a lot of times, is not. Sometimes you could draw up the play, and it goes exactly how the coach drew it up, and you're saved. I'm way late here. Let's take a quick break here. If you want to get in, 888-441-4623. Don't forget, every day at Onside Radio, our hosts sit down at the round table to tackle the most important local and national sports headlines. The round table is podcasted daily. Search Onside Radio on all platforms. Subscribe, rate, and review to listen to all kinds of station segments. OnsideRadio.com is the home for South Florida sports.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com. Join the Inter Miami family in 2021 by becoming a 2021 season ticket member. Enjoy enhanced access benefits and pricing not available to general fans. Visit intermiamicf.com/tickets for more information.
If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dano, you missed.
And this happens in a lot of food polls, right? When I put out a food discussion and I claim that one thing is better than the other, the people who are the fans of the thing that I don't like as much will always say, oh, you've never had my abuelita's tres leches. Well, no crap. I don't know your grandma. She's
I hate
never
that
invited me.
argument.
I hate that argument. It's like, oh, wait, you think tiramisu is better? You've never had my abuelita's homemade tres leches. Well, until she invites me over, bro, how am I supposed to try? You've clearly never been to Florence where they have great tiramisu, so don't give me your crap. You've never had my nonna's tiramisu.
Yeah, I haven't.
And you'll never have it. She's dead.
Oh, God.
You'll never have it.
I really wanted to.
You're SOL. She didn't save the recipe. It died with her.
Oh, no.
Man of the Match with Alex Dono on South Florida's home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Saturday mornings, 9 a.m., Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. I'm the man.
Now, wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com. Onside Radio continues to grow. To make your life easier, you can now find your favorite sports station by downloading the MyTuner radio app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host or catch a great Inter-Miami CF match. Go to your app store, download MyTuner Radio, and search Onside Radio, the home for the South Florida sports fan.
Hello, Inter-Miami CF fans. Download the Drink AR app and play inside a first-of-its-kind virtual soccer stadium, hosted by Bodega Trevento and Inter-Miami CF, and celebrate your passion for soccer from the comfort of your own home. Find the download links on our Instagram account at Treventus and get our wines delivered straight to your home with a discount for all Inter-Miami CF fans. Discover Trevento, a shared passion.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Heat got the victory last night over the Knicks 98-88. The Heat get the victory and improve to 23-24 on the season. The Heat get a day off, and then they'll rest up to take on the Pacers in Indiana on Wednesday. Tip-off slated for 7 p.m. Panthers looking to keep their winning ways. They take on the Red Wings tonight at 7 p.m. Panthers lead the regular season series 4-2, looking for win number 23 tonight. Puck drop slated for 7 p.m. And 2 games tonight with trips to the Finals 4 on the line. Number one seed Gonzaga takes on USC. That game tips off at 7:15, while UCLA takes on the other 1 seed Michigan at 9:57 p.m. With your Onside Sports Update, I'm Tito Bonacci. Coming up next, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here, OnsideRadio.com.
The only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
All righty, welcome back. The Onside Zone, baby. We carry you till 3. One of our listeners there on the YouTube channel, John Rouse, is in the house. We love John. John, he is a little overzealous. He, first of all, wants to ask me if, would you trade for Watson now? If, you know, they make it a more reasonable offer and those kind of things. All right, so let me enlighten John and anybody else out there with the Deshaun Watson situation. Are you all ready for me? John, please listen to me, okay? This is gospel. This is exactly what's going on right now, so pay attention. Put away all the talk of Deshaun Watson. The NFL will not allow a trade for Deshaun Watson at this point in time. They are not going to approve it. They're not going to allow it. They may not say this publicly, but behind the scenes, the Texans know they can't trade him. And when you have 20 women Is it 20? 19 women now suing you, and there's 24 there now. But you have 19 cases. Right now, the NFL has to let the process play out. So John follows up with, I haven't seen any proof. Again, the process just started. The accusations just started. The cases have just been now filed. Until we see the cases start and we start to see the proof and we start to see the women talk about this, then we will find out how true this is. We'll find out if he is erasing IG messages because whatever he sent, somebody else received. Get my drift? So we're going to find out a lot about this. And John, I don't know if you've been following the show, but there was a lady by the name of the lovely La with 2 A's, La with 3 A's. She said she was a masseuse for him. I think you should go check her out and make a determination for yourself if you actually believe she's really a masseuse. I'm just saying, where there's smoke, there's fire, okay? The Cuomo stuff we just saw last night, finally, a picture came out of him grabbing a woman and kissing her, okay? I'm just saying. Just let's live in reality, John. Right now, that situation is so toxic that nobody can touch it. And think about this also, John. Let's just say the NFL would allow a trade. Let's just say Houston wants to lower their demands. Not that they've had any demands in the first place, but let's just say they lower their demands. First round and a second rounder. You can have them. Do you know what the PR hit would be for any team in the league that trades for him? Do you have any idea how many women's groups, how much the news is going to be on top of you? How could you be trading for an alleged abuser? What if he is guilty and you just traded for him? The PR that the Dolphins or any team would take, it would be ridiculous. So at this point in time, it's absolutely unrealistic for any fan, John, to be thinking that Watson is on the market, that Watson can be traded, that the NFL would allow the trade, and that any of the 31 teams would be stupid enough to trade for him right now. Because if he's guilty, you're going to lose all those picks. You're going to be, abused on the media and social media because you went and traded for an abuser and that you didn't respect the process and you didn't believe in the women right away. And this is the culture that we're in, that we're not giving women the ear that they need when they say, I've been abused, I need help. You're thinking way too much like a fan, and you have very little common sense to what's actually going on and the awareness of the situation. We're in a different. In 1970 and in 1980 and maybe even in the 90s, they might have still made that trade. But in today's environment, there's no way that trade is made. So for John and any other fan, the Deshaun Watson case right now has put a kibosh. Put it this way, John. I will bet you my life right now that not one of the teams in the 31 that are left are thinking about Watson anymore. They're all like, that story's dead. We need to move on, and we need to create our plans with how we're going about this. We can't even think about that guy. We can't bring him here. It's a toxic situation. It's over. That's it. I guarantee you, nobody's thinking about Watson till next season. That's if he's found not guilty, he's cleared, and then the Texans can move on. But right now, no one is touching Deshaun Watson. And any fan that thinks he might be available, he could be available, they will trade him, you're fooling yourself. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope you understand that if any of you out there are coming from the same direction as John, you guys couldn't be more wrong about what's going on. And you need to actually have a little bit more awareness about everything that entails this case and why it's super toxic. Whether you think and here's the other thing, and I've mentioned this 100 times. John, when the first case came out, I was like, man, Deshaun Watson's always carried himself the right way. And I don't like the lawyer. But then when all these other cases come out, you got to stop and you got to take a pause. Because, again, I'll remind you, Bill Cosby. I would have never in a million years imagined Bill Cosby to be a predator. Ever. And look what he turned out to be. Let's take a break. Back with more.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit moretoadhd.com for additional information. That's moretoadhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
And the top trait they're looking for in a partner is someone that can cook better than them.
Wow.
Yeah. How are you at cooking?
I'm okay. I cook all my stuff.
What's your best dish? If I had to say, Marsh, this you're gonna eat in tonight with a girl. All right.
Well, if I'm cooking for a girl, then I'm not cooking.
4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
At Baptist Health, we are ready.
To serve. To treat.
To safely proceed with your procedure.
We're ready for ER visits and office visits with skilled surgeons.
Advanced medicine.
And multidisciplinary teams.
We're ready for new arrivals.
And new recoveries.
We are ready.
We're ready to diagnose, treat, and manage
anything that comes our way
with exceptional care and comfort.
With the same preparedness and compassion you've come to expect from Baptist Health.
and we are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready
to care for you.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
All right, we're back. Final segment of hour number 1. Quick hour, too, man. A lot of things there we got off our chest. It's just, listen, I was asked there, don't you think it's men in general? Because let me put it in context first. Troy was asking me, are you really surprised anymore with men harassing women? Apparently a large percentage of men can't control themselves around beautiful women. Okay, first of all, I think most of us control ourselves around beautiful women. Now, the regular guys like ourselves, could they whistle at a girl and say, wow, you're beautiful, and then that's it? Yes. Probably happens a lot with regular guys. But as I said to them before, I said, I'm not surprised at all, Troy. People like Clinton, Trump, Cuomo, Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, etc., men with power are very dangerous, and they abuse their power by abusing people. Okay? And this happens a lot with men in power. Okay? It just seems like it's common, a common thing with people that have power will use that power because they figure that they're kind of like Nico Toscani, above the law. And if you don't know that, just go get Steven Seagal movie, and you know what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, so I think obviously men in general, plenty of pigs. But the guys with power, they seem to be the ones that really take it to another level. Okay? So that's why I would say, no, I'm not surprised. It could happen with all kinds of men, but I've noticed that the ones with power are getting exposed now. You know, it's what's the name of this disgusting dude, Kevin Spacey. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, man. You know, I don't know. They just feel like they're untouchable, and they feel because they're famous, they will. All you got to do is, if you want the explanation, okay, just pull up the Trump and Billy Bush interview. If you want to know how men with power feel and how they abuse women, listen to Trump and Billy Bush. That's all. And that's Cosby, and that's Cuomo, and that's Clinton, and that's Harvey Weinstein. You listen to Trump explain it, because he's the only one that's ever explained it. Nobody else has ever explained it. He's the only one that said, yeah, you grab him by the P, as he used to say. So there you go. I mean, of course, those of you that are very political, you probably got insulted with me going after Cuomo or Clinton or Trump, and I get it. I'm sorry if some Dems and some Republicans out there got a little touchy, but I don't play that game, okay? When you're disgusting, you're disgusting. I don't care if you're a disgusting Democrat or a disgusting Republican or a disgusting movie producer or a disgusting actor. Doesn't matter to me, or a disgusting football player. Doesn't matter. But there is an issue in general when men have power, they are the most dangerous. And it just seems like a lot of them end up abusing that power in the wrong way. 1 hour down. We got 2 more to go, baby. If you want to get in, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Let's start off hour number 2. When we come back, we got to address something that went on Pro Day yesterday with the Canes. And I think it's important, something that we're going to talk about with our roundtable segment. Also in this hour, Alan Poupart's going to join us at 1:34. Hour number 2 is next.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Welcome to OnsideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk.
This is like rock and roll with no music.
Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean?
The Onside Zone.
He's a liar. And there's nothing new about that. He's full of crap. If you're believing that, I got a bridge in the Keys. It's the one on the right side. Just want you to know, when you're going south, you'll see the smaller bridge on the right. I've got that one for sale if you're interested.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
That's the one boy band that I will say, dude, I'll stand up for Boys to Men every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Love those guys.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a Big O.
All right.
Crypto, bro.
All right, welcome back. Big O with you. We take you till 3. My man Alex Donald will take over at that point. If you want to get in, it's really simple. 888-441 441-4623. The text line 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. If you want to get in on the program, of course, you can reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. We'll take it till 3 here. Let's see. What else do we have? We got Alan Poupart joining us in this hour. You know, yesterday they had the Pro Day. And so you have a lot of players there obviously trying to make the leap into the NFL. And one of the things that I posed to the roundtable today was, how important is it for guys like Rousseau and Phillips and Brevin Jordan and company to go out and have success in the NFL, get drafted high in the NFL, and how much does that affect the football program? And I'll tell you this. I think it's imperative that these guys not only get drafted high, which I think they will get drafted pretty high in this draft. I think out of those 3 guys, I think 2 of them will be first rounders and 1 of them will be a second rounder. I really believe that. I think 2 will be second rounders because Roche should be able to be into the second round. There, Phillips and Rousseau will probably be your first rounders. Roche and Brevin Jordan will probably be the second rounders when it's all said and done. When the program was rolling, one of the reasons why it was rolling was because they were winning. But part of winning was you were developing players that were going to the NFL. And for many, many years, fans have been able to brag about how many pro players that university has actually produced. Okay, it's them and USC pretty much as 1-2 for many, many years now. And I would imagine that Alabama now has caught up, and I'm sure in the last 20 years they have passed up the University of Miami. They're probably putting in more people now in the NFL. But think about what's happened the last 20 years. The Canes aren't that good, right? They're sending some guys to the NFL, but not at the same level. It's a whole different level now. It's not the guys that are Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. It's not those kind of guys anymore. And so you got to get back to that, because when you get back to that, when you're putting Michael Irvin in there, when you're putting, Edgerrin James, when you're putting, what's the receiver with the Colts?
Reggie
Wayne, damn it. Hate the brain farts. Santana Moss. When you're doing that, okay, you're now showcasing the team in another level. Okay? It's kind of like, did you know now that that they're selling virtual real estate nowadays, Tito, in crypto?
No.
Do you know what that is?
No.
You know, you can actually buy a property virtually and you own it. Does that make a lot of sense to you?
Off the cuff, no, but sure, an explanation, yeah.
There you go, and here comes the explanation. So you are, let's say,
Crypto bro.
You are Acura, right? And you're looking to buy virtual property now. So now you go in and deal with Marvel. Or you go in and deal with whatever war games or thievery or Grand Theft Auto or whatever, and you want Acura commercials that are going to be placed inside those games. That's the virtual real estate they're selling now. And a lot of people are like, virtual real estate, that's stupid. No, it's actually really smart, because millions of people live virtual lives inside games. So if whenever they put down a beer and it becomes a Michelob, because Michelob cut a deal with them, they now earn that virtual property of every time they use it. You're now promoting Michelob at another stratosphere, in another place. It's not just a commercial. It's not just inside a bar, but it's inside your video game. And I don't care what kind of video game it is. People have video sex games. They have video shooting games. They have video competition. So wherever your real estate belongs there, you will then deal with them, cut a deal, and then every time there's soap being shown, it'll be Dial soap or whatever. I'm just telling you. So it's the same thing. This is the way the University of Miami can promote their program, not just on a college football field, not just inside Hard Rock Stadium, not just inside the college polls, not just inside recruiting, but in the NFL, in another stratosphere, in another place. Because the more you sell NFL players, the more you can sell recruiting to other kids and parents. Hey, you come to us, what do you think Alabama's doing? Alabama's selling that you come to us, you will go to the NFL. Miami has to get back to that, because when they get back to that, they're Clemson. When they get back to that, they're Alabama. When they get back to that, they're Ohio State. And there's a reason why they're not at their level anymore, because they're not recruiting the same kids anymore. They're not getting to develop the same kind of kids anymore. So those schools are now producing a hell of a lot more NFL players. And guess what? That's promoting you more. Because when your guy's on Monday night and he's saying the U, when they're doing the rosters on offense and defense, and they can stick out that U, right there, baby. That's self-promotion. So it's super important that Jalen Phillips goes out and kicks ass in the NFL so he can sport the U. And other kids will say, I want to be like Jalen Phillips. I want to go to the University of Miami and then kick ass for whatever NFL team he plays for. So I do hope that this is a start of something new. I hope that Manny can actually show us that he can produce not just NFL talent, but NFL-like results on the field. That your players are playing in big-time games. You can take on Clemson. You can hang with them. You can hang with Alabama. I'm not expecting that this year. Let's be realistic. But if you want to get there, part of it is recruiting those kind of players, developing them, succeeding with them, and then helping them move on so they can succeed at the next level. Very important. All right, 888-441-4623 if you want to get in on the program. That's 888-441-4623. The text line, 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123 if you want to get in on the program. And listen, I don't care about the guys running a 4.6 or a 4.5 or that to me doesn't mean anything whatsoever. But success is everything. And that's what I hope for Roche. That's what I hope for Phillips. That's what I hope for Rousseau. That's what I hope for Brevin Jordan. That's going to be good for the University of Miami, that they can go out there and have the kind of success that this program needs. Let's see. What do we have here? Big O, do you have any shows on Onside Radio dedicated to the Marlins? If so, when? Super pumped for opening day. 8 a.m., 8 to 9 on Saturdays. We have Deep Into the Count. So Alex Aguirre and Christian Chase are doing Inside the Count. There you go. 8 to 9. By the way, you can already subscribe to it. Go search for Inside the Paint, and you'll see it, and subscribe to it. Subscribe to all our shows. If you're a Panthers fan, David Dwork does an excellent job with Chirping the Cats Radio. So yes, we do have a baseball show. We got a wrestling show. You know, we're trying to we want to be all sports. You know, we're e-games, all of that stuff. We're adding everything. You know, we kind of understand that there's interest for everything, and there's people that are interested in different things like baseball. So yes, we got a terrific Marlins/baseball show, 8 to 9 every Saturday. Okay, so there you go, Brett. Thank you. I have said this to a woman: you are beautiful or great eyes, or your hair is gorgeous. That's the extent of my comments. I respect women. That's the difference. I'm with you there, GP Trap. I get it. But nowadays, you shouldn't even say that anymore. That's where we're at. You could give those simple compliments back in the day, and it wasn't a big deal for women or men. But nowadays, because so many cross the line, and they start with that one, and then they kind of feel the process out, and if she's accepting, the pigs will then take it another step. And that's the problem, that women, if they could expect, or if they could accept a simple comment or compliment, but the problem is that they've got to be paranoid because what's next? So they're very, protective even of the simple comment. Damn, the voice is hurting me today. I was fine yesterday. I don't get it. It was just fine yesterday. Then all of a sudden, it's just gone to crap.
To your point, going back to the stuff, I feel like half of that as well is kind of selling what they can sell. Because like you said, if they're not selling winning, then they can sell that they put kids into the NFL.
Right.
Because college football is tiers, right? There's Bama, Clemson, Ohio State. Those guys are machines that win 10, 11 games a year, and they put guys in the NFL year in, year out. And then there's that whole next tier where it's schools that are good, but just not at that level. And part of those schools' pitch is either that they win a lot or that they put kids into the NFL. And Miami has to at least have one of those things. And so I feel like Jaylon's story is really incredible because he went from someone who UCLA said, hey, you can't play football anymore, to now being a potential first-round pick in the NFL draft. And when you talk about the transfer portal and Miami being an appealing destination, he is an example of that.
Right.
Same with KJ Osborne the year before. He was at Buffalo, not getting the spotlight he probably felt like he needed, and he does enough just to be a 6th-round pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
So that's where I think, like you're saying, Miami needs to capitalize on giving guys the opportunity to showcase their talents so that an NFL team can take them high in the draft.
Yeah. But again, where I equate it is if you get back to producing a lot of NFL talent, then it's going to trickle down to the success on the field. And this is a start this year of something they haven't had in a while. They haven't had multiple first-round picks. I don't know when it was the last time. It's been a while. There's been a drought. There's been a drought of talent going into the NFL. And that's where Manny's got to pick it up with the talent, and then he's also got to pick it up with the results. Because that's the other thing, Tito. If you are putting people into the NFL, yet you're not winning, that was going on too 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Because they were on the back end of their great run. They were still producing NFL talent, but they weren't winning the same. Now, for the last 7 to 10 years, they're not producing the same amount of NFL talent.
2015.
Yeah, and they're not producing on the field.
Eric Flowers at 9 and then Philip Dorsett at 29.
There you go. Both busts. And that hurt because you're also producing guys that aren't really being standouts in the NFL. Both guys are considered busts. And I know Eric Flowers plays for the Dolphins, but he's playing at guard because he couldn't play tackle. He was terrible at tackle. So he had to play guard, and he's still not playing like a first-round guard. You know what I mean? So that's what hurts. So I'm saying they've got to get back to the point where Ed Reed kicked ass on the UM field and on the NFL field, where Reggie Wayne kicked ass with the Canes and kicked ass in the NFL. You got to get back to that. That's where I feel it's imperative that if they're able to do that, then now you can really then watch the program catapult itself to the next level. I think one helps the other. But you got to get back to that. And this year is a nice step forward. It's up to Manny now to start getting the results on the field. And that's what we continue to wait for. We love Manny's off seasons. His regular seasons are the ones that leave a ton to be desired, unfortunately. 888-441-4623. GP Trap says, chicken soup, Big O. Send Tito over to the Palm Air Publix to pick up some chicken soup. Helps the voice. Yeah, but then who takes us to breaks if Tito's not here? You know what I mean, GP? We can't do it all, unfortunately. So
like
I guess I'll have to get the soup after.
It's like the stereotype thing that a producer does, just flies around and just gets everything.
That's it. I personally want him to see Rocky instead of getting me soup. You know? Animal House. Oh, no, you saw Animal House. Stripes. You know? Smokey and the Bandit. I'd rather he get that because, that's more enlightening for the rest of his life. He can take that for the next 50 years. He's gonna be able to say lines from Stripes. That's just priceless. Oh, if you saw Hallie on the street, would you comment to her how gorgeous she is, or would that be harassment? Oh yeah, that would. I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that in years and years and years. I don't tell a woman at all that she's beautiful. At all. Never do that. I don't do that. You can't. I just explained that to you. Women nowadays cannot accept simple compliments anymore because they've dealt with so many pigs that the pigs start with a simple compliment to throw the bait, and the woman just being nice, which any woman that's listening to me right now or watching, you know what I'm talking about, Sometimes women are just being nice to you and saying, yeah, hi, and they give you a smile. They're not flirting with you, dude. And that's the problem, that women can't be just decent human beings because the idiots think, oh, she likes me. I can move forward now. Now I can grab her ass. Boy, instead of telling her, oh, she looks nice today, hey, by the way, you got a great ass. So that's why simple compliments don't fly anymore. And it's not that, I saw where John says guys being guys. It's not about that anymore. See, you're not the woman, so you don't have to deal with the pigs. So you're not around when the other idiot is saying something disgusting. So they can't decipher which is the decent dude that is just being nice, saying, hey, by the way, you got a nice smile. And that's it. He doesn't mean anything bad by it, but she can't trust anybody because she's already dealt with the other idiots that follow after the smile. Then they will say something disgusting. So stop thinking that women are uptight. Stop thinking that, it's not so much that they've changed. It's really more that men have changed. And instead of saying, wow, you're beautiful, or even a whistle, which was, still whatever, but then they take it to the next level. Right? And then you sound like a construction worker in the third floor screaming, hey, sweetheart, come on up here. I'll take care of you. And then, that's just. So the simple compliments, here's my suggestion. Keep them to your girlfriend and your wife. Okay? Try not to have both. Okay? Either or. All right? Don't get in trouble. Now, I would keep the simple compliments to your mom, to your daughter, to your wife, to your girlfriend, the people in your circle. That's it. Other women, your coworkers, strangers, leave the simple compliments out. Hi, how you doing? You doing good? Yeah, great. All right, awesome. Good to see you. Boom, you're out. Don't say, hey, that dress looks phenomenal on you. Hey, you got a beautiful smile. Hey, They don't want to hear it, man. They don't need to hear it at all. Seriously. Because you now put them on defense, and then they're expecting the follow-up. So there you go. If I saw Hallie on the street, I would just keep looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking again. And I won't stop looking. Because it's Halle Berry. What else can I tell you? Every day Onside Radio sits down at the round table to tackle the most important local and national sports headlines. The round table is podcasted daily. Search Onside Radio on all platforms. Subscribe, rate, and review to listen to all kinds of station segments. OnsideRadio.com is the home for South Florida sports.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
She's kind of a big deal. Some people like to say it's only because of how she looks. She sticks her tongue out a lot. But there's just something about her that makes people do crazy things, like get tattoos of her face, or wait in line for hours just to say hi. Lil Bub is a 2-year-old cat, an Instagram celebrity with a following bigger than some 90s television stars. And it all started because she was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Lil Bub, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dono, you missed.
So Deshaun Watson has sat down with new Texans head coach David Culley. Did he have his teeth in for the interview, David? He's a little older.
Hold on, let me get my dentures in here, Deshaun. Deshaun, just give me a second. We're eating this pineapple here. It's getting stuck in my dentures.
Was he watching Murder, She Wrote during the meeting?
Deshaun, it's getting a little late here. It's 7 o'clock. I got to go to bed soon, all right?
Deshaun, it's 4:30. I've got to go to the early bird special.
Deshaun, give me a second. I'm just taking my Metamucil here. If you just give me a second.
I've taken Metamucil before, actually. It works. I'm not even that old.
Man of the Match with Alex Dono, weekdays live on South Florida's home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
All righty. We take it till 3. Just talked to Dono there. Love it. Love it. We take it till 3. If you want to get in, 888-441-4623. The text line, it's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Let's see. Somebody says, been waiting all day to see if someone would respond. Love the show. John and Tally, by the way. Couldn't agree with you more. If you hire people who you don't trust to be effective or prove that they can't be, you are failing at yours. Exactly. That's, at least for me, I know that so far in doing this job, I try to hire people that I know I can trust. And I can tell them, hey, you got to do this job, and then that's it. If I got to micromanage everything that Tito does, then I don't need Tito here anymore. If I got to micromanage everything Dono needs to do on his show and say and all that, then I've got the wrong host. Yeah, you got to hire people and then trust them and believe in them, and then you're off and running. That at least that's the way I feel. That everybody that's here, I trust. I trust 100% because I know that they can do the job and they can make us better, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with you all the way. That's why I love what this organization is all about now. And then he said that's why I love the organizational moves Greer has made. Yeah, Greer has done everything right. Also, Kenneth Cleveland is live in the Boom Boom Room. Big O, there's a board meeting tonight, so you, Dono, and Alex need to be downstairs tonight. I am sending the limo. The lovely ladies, Holly, Selma, Sophia Page, Charlize, and Beyonce are riding to meet you two at the limo. So I like it. I like it. There we go. It's a beautiful thing when you're welcomed by. Oh, I let me not compliment. I love it. Julius in Miami is in the house. John Rouse, Dougie Fresh. How about Raging Dolphin Maniac? I did not know this. Lisa Rose, who is also on the chat board all the time, she's in Rochester, New York. So and Raging, who's always on the chat board, they actually now found out that they're both in Rochester. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Our listeners are getting to know each other, and then some of them are realizing that they live in the same town, and it's not even here in South Florida, it's in New York. It's crazy. Troy Ortiz in the house, Ian from Brooklyn, GP Trap, Brent Spence. Who else do we see here in the house? Troy Ortiz, Matt Walker. See Lisa there, Kenneth Cleveland, Gus 1388, and let's see a bunch of others. Let's see what else do we have here. Damn, you guys have been chatting up a storm, dude. That's amazing. Ton of chatting going on there on the chat board. You can join us, by the way, on YouTube and Twitch. Don't forget, folks, Onside Radio understands gaming is a big part of the sports landscape. That's why every day we keep you updated with some of the latest gaming news with Onside Radio's E-Minute, hosted by Toast, Kai, and Michael Christian. If you missed it, it's podcasted daily. Search Onside Radio on all platforms. Subscribe, rate, and review. OnsideRadio.com, the station gamers call home.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around, and every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage. The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Catch a South Florida staple every afternoon as Alex Dono hosts the Man of the Match. Dono covers everything from football to football to MMA. Tune in to one of the most complete sports shows in the country with Man of the Match with Alex Dono from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every weekday, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. with an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Heat getting the victory last night over the New York Knicks. The Heat now 23-24 on the season. They beat the Knicks 98-88. Heat get the Pacers Wednesday night in Indiana. Tip-off slated for 7 p.m., and it could be Victor Oladipo's first game in a Heat uniform. Panthers looking to keep their winning ways tonight. They take on the Red Wings at 7 p.m. Panthers lead the regular season series against the Red Wings 4-2, looking for win number 23 tonight. 2 games tonight with trips to the Final Four on the line. Number 1 seed Gonzaga takes on USC. That game tips off at 7:15. Gonzaga, a 9-point favorite, while UCLA takes on the other 1 seed Michigan at 9:57 Eastern. Michigan, a 7.5-point favorite. With your Onside Sports Update, I'm Tito Bonacci. Coming up next, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here, OnsideRadio.com.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. The craziest thing was believing that your dad knew everything. So as a dad, you felt like you had to know everything. You had to get everything right. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then, it kind of starts to work itself out. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
All right, let's talk a little Dolphins football. Alan Poupart does an excellent job, been doing it for a long time, covering the Fins, giving you great insight. You can catch his work at Sports Illustrated. You can follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL, and he's kind enough to join us now. Mr. Poupart, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, but did you just call me old?
Well, we're both old, bro. We've been at this for a long time. I mean,
okay.
We got to be honest, right? I mean, we've been at this crap for a long time. This is year 31 for me in this biz. How about you?
A little bit longer than that, but we don't need to get specific with numbers.
All right. I'm willing to say I'm old. Alan isn't. Alan is young. He's spry. He is 25 and all alive, baby. That's what it's all about. All right. All right, so what'd you come away with after the 2 trades? Because I was like, wow, man, they haven't had a GM like this in forever. So talk to me about your opinions on those trades.
Oh, we're gonna start off with you hating me right away. Here's the thing, I was absolutely ecstatic after the first trade because to me all along the number 3 pick was about maximizing the value of it and getting 2 extra number 1 picks and a 3rd round pick to move down 9 spots. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. And then they make the second trade with Philly, and I'm like, really? Because now you're giving up one of those first round picks. Well, they gave theirs in 2022, keeping Frisco's, but they gave up an extra first round pick. That was it, to move up 6 spots, which to me does not look like great value. And then if you look at the totality of the 2 moves, they moved down from 3 to 6 to pick up a 3rd and pick up a first round pick, but 2 years down the road. And I compare that to what the Colts got from the Jets in 2018 when the Jets moved up for Sam Darnold, and the Colts that year got 2 second-round picks in that draft, plus a second-round pick in the following draft. And I'm not so sure if that's not a better return than what the Dolphins got in the package of the 2 moves. So I love the first move. Wasn't totally crazy about the second move. Of course, you could look at it as they dropped down from 3 to 6, and will still have their choice of one of the guys they would have targeted at 3 and got a freebie first-round pick 2 years down the road in the process.
And moved up around from 4th to 3rd in another pick.
You're talking the Philly trade. They dropped down from 4 to 5, actually.
No, but on the flip back, didn't they move up from 4th to 3rd on another one?
They traded
a 4th. They traded a 4th and got back a 3rd. Correct?
No, they traded. The Philly trade was they gave up a 4th and got back a 5.
Oh, I thought they got back a 3rd.
No, the 3rd came from San Francisco, along with the 3 ones.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You end up giving away the 4th, but you picked up a 3rd along the way. So you did move up around, is my point.
But you also picked up a 5.
Okay.
So
you gave up a 5.
Correct. So, but the totality of the moves, again, if you want to look at the big picture and say they're going to get the choice of the same guys they wanted at 3 at 6 and picked up a first-round pick 2 years down the road and they got the 3, yeah, it's good, but to me, it's not as good as what it was when they made the original trade with Frisco and picked up the 3 first-round picks for that 3rd overall pick.
So when you look at the move going back to 6, what does that tell you about their thinking at 6?
Well, it tells me that they're assuming that the first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. Because Frisco's not making that move for anything other than a quarterback, and very possibly number 4 is going to be a quarterback.
I agree. I think all 4. I think all 4 are going to be quarterbacks. But go ahead.
Well, then that leaves the Dolphins with having whoever the Bengals do not pick out of Penei Sewell, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, or any defensive player on the board, if that's the route they want to take, even though I don't see it. So they'll have their choice of basically anybody but one of the top offensive players who are not quarterbacks.
Right, and to me, where I read it, and I love it because I agree with it, I believe 4 quarterbacks are going with the top 4 picks. I think Cincinnati's going to take Penei Sewell because their quarterback took a freaking pounding, and so they need to improve that offensive line. I think they have an incredible conviction on Pitts and Chase, and I think they're convinced that those guys are a cut above everything else, whether it's Smith, whether it's Waddle, or anything else. And I think they want to lock in one of those 2 guys because they feel that it's either a freakish tight end or the best receiver in the draft. And that's where I commend them, because if you have conviction on somebody and you're convinced they're the best player and you're not going to get them at 12, you got to go back up to 6, but you still picked up that extra first rounder, I don't really have a problem with this. If that's what you have, a conviction, and you're sold on one of those guys, then go get them and do whatever it takes because they're going to be the ultimate difference maker for your team. That's what I read into it.
No question, and I'm with you on that. But then the thing becomes that whoever you pick at 6 better be an impact player, and I mean big time, and especially if you compare it to 12, because if 3 years down the road and we're looking at the 12th pick having the same kind of impact in NFL career that your number 6 pick has, then you basically gave up some premium picks when you didn't have to. But if they wind up with, let's say, Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase and they light it up from the start for the Dolphins, then, yeah, there's absolutely no way to look at this trade as anything but, or this combination of trades as anything but a great move.
All right, so let me see if you're with me because you've been doing the draft for a long time. Obviously, Lawrence first, and then it looks like Zach Wilson will be the number 2, and a lot of guys for months now have been telling me they like Wilson over Fields. I think Fields goes 3 to San Francisco. I think Trey Lance goes number 4 because Arthur Smith, moving over from Tennessee to Atlanta, coached up a player that's a lot like Trey Lance in Ryan Tannehill, and I think he sees that he can do kind of the same things with Trey Lance that he did with Ryan Tannehill, the way he'll design the offense. I think Penei Sewell goes 5, and I think Miami is going to sit there, and they knew that they were going to have Pitts or Chase. I think they go Pitts when it's all said and done to kind of counter with what the Patriots are doing. Plus, with Gesicki up a year from now, if they want to re-sign him, they do. If they don't, they got the ultimate freak there on the team already. And if they do, they've got a dual tight end set that will make Tua's life that much easier. So I think this is about drafting Pitts at 6 Worst case scenario, it'll be Jamar Chase because Pitts gets taken by Atlanta at number 4. That's it. That's the way I'm looking at the draft. Your thoughts on it?
I'm actually scared because I'm actually pretty much in agreement with everything you just said. So that's a scary thought for me right there. No, totally get it. And I actually wrote a story on All Dolphins on the SI Network a couple of days ago, ranking the options at 6. And Pitts was my number 1 guy for all the reasons you just mentioned. To me, he's just such a freak athletically and such an anomaly in terms of what he can do for an offense that if the Dolphins have the chance to get him at 6, I think it'd be crazy not to take him. The one thing I would tell you about Jamar Chase, the only thing that would bother me, and I think it might bother the Dolphins if I know Brian Flores and the organization as well as I think I know them, the guy didn't play last year. He opted out, which basically means he's a year removed from having played. He also didn't want to go through the season. Does that become an issue for some teams, not necessarily caring for guys who opted out, depending on the circumstances, obviously? And then that's a factor for a couple of guys in this draft at the top. Yeah. And I'm of the opinion. I think the Dolphins might be one of those teams that would prefer not taking a guy who opted out last year.
Yeah, no, Rousseau, Panay, and Jamar Chase. You're talking about 3 impact players that are going to be taken in the first round in this draft, and all 3 opted out from the season. And in the Dolphins case, and you're going to be at training camp all the time. Well, we'll see how they treat Albert Wilson and the possession kid. What's his name? Alan Hearns. Alan Hearns. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how those guys, what kind of treatment they get, because them stepping out of the season really hurt the Dolphins' depth at wide receiver. I mean, it really was felt when those 2 guys dropped out.
But in the case of those 2 guys, you're dealing with family considerations, which to me I think is a lot more significant than if you're dealing with other reasons that are not related to having a close family member or having kids or having situation like that. So that's a big difference for me.
Yeah, no, I got you. But a lot of these older coaches got plenty of health issues and all that stuff, and they marched on. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of attitude is taken towards players that opted out at all levels, college or the NFL, going into this season. All right, so you and I are in agreement that maybe it's going to be Pitts if he's there. If not, it'll be Jamar Chase overall. When you start looking at because we had this conversation, somebody talked, they asked me, well, what if Houston lowers their demands for Deshaun Watson? Would Miami or any other team be interested? And I said the NFL at this point will not allow anything to go on with Deshaun Watson. So I think people got to kind of get off of that and wait till the damn court cases are done. And this is going to be a long process. But would you agree with me that at this point, I would imagine the NFL is going to say, no, guys, nothing happens here because this is bad PR for everybody involved if we're trying to trade or acquire Deshaun Watson?
No, that's a very good question in terms of what the league would do, and I'm not sure there's any precedent for it. But the bottom line is that no team, including the Texans or any team who might be interested in Deshaun Watson, would make a move right now while that cloud is hanging overhead. It makes zero sense. So absolutely, anybody who's thinking about Deshaun Watson, that needs to be put on hold until that situation is resolved, however it's resolved.
Alan Poupart, by the way, joining us, Dolphins beat writer for Sports Illustrated. You can follow him. In fact, if you're a Dolphins fan, he's a must-follow on Twitter at Poupart NFL. When you look at do you kind of flip your eyes at the people that still think Miami is not convinced, is not standing by Tua? Because I've thought from the get-go they've kind of told you everything that they want to support Tua. They've done everything to kind of support Tua. They've never really been in the mix when you talk about Deshaun Watson. It's all of us throwing their names in there. It's the media. It's fans. Are you still kind of freaked out when people are still like yesterday or the day before? No, it was yesterday. I'm watching that first take thing, and those guys are still questioning whether the Dolphins are committed to Tua. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I'm not so sure I'm with you on that the commitment is strong long term. I think the commitment is there this year. And whatever they say publicly, they're going to say what they need to say moving forward. There's no way in hell Brian Flores, when he was asked about Tua a few weeks back, was going to say anything other than I'm excited to work with him. There's no point, because the possibility certainly existed at the time that they're going to move forward with him in 2021, because the Dolphins were never going to get a shot at Trevor Lawrence. Because I could tell you, if the Dolphins had a shot at Trevor Lawrence, I think you'd see what kind of commitment the Dolphins have to Tua. That said, they're moving forward with him in 2021. Certainly hope he develops and becomes a franchise quarterback. They hope. But I think to say that they're committed to him for the long term, I'm not sure that's fair either. I think they want to see what he can do in 2021 with more help around them, having had the full off season, whatever that's going to entail, and being another year removed from the hip injury, and then see how he can progress. But I think Tua also needs to do his part and show the Dolphins that they're right for believing in him.
All right, so you and I are in agreement that it's probably going to be Pitts or Chase if we had to gamble at number 6. So, knowing that, what do you think they do at 18, my brother?
Okay, I'm going to throw out another name at 6, though, before we move on. Jalen Waddle, don't be surprised if it's him.
Okay. All right.
Because he's got the kind of speed that I think the Dolphins could do a lot of things with. At 18, if I'm looking at the roster, I think the Dolphins are going to take a position of BPA whenever possible. But I look at that roster right now, and I see a glaring need for a pass rusher from the edge. And there are enough guys who are going to be there at 18 to satisfy that need, that I think that's where they're going to go with it at 18. Whether it be Kwity Paye from Michigan, Jason Oweh from Penn State, one of the two kids, Jalen Phillips, although his injury history scares me, or Gregory Rousseau, and there's probably the kid from Georgia, Olujari. I could easily see the pick at 18 being one of those guys. I'm not buying Najee Harris at 18 because I just don't think the value is there for a running back when you can get a solid guy in the second round if you really want to add a running back through the draft.
I agree with you. Who's the end you like for them at 18?
Probably Paye, I think, is a guy who maybe stands out a bit more well-rounded than the other guy. Rousseau, again, we talk about guys who opted out last year. Rousseau's another one who didn't play last year. Phillips I really liked, except his injury history scares me, and you're investing a first-round pick on a guy who had 3 concussions, had other assorted injuries during his college time, actually wound up having to sit out a year because the injury situation got so bad. So he scares me, even though in terms of pure ability, he's way up there. So I think the kid from Michigan would be my choice.
What are you working on SI so folks can check you out, my brother?
Man, I'm doing everything and anything. I'm going to do something very shortly on examining the Dolphins position by position and where they stand now as opposed to where they stood at the end of the 2020 season, better or worse. This morning I did a mock draft roundup of national mock drafts to see what folks are projecting in terms of what the Dolphins will do, and it kind of mirrors what we've been talking about. So, but there's constant content, new content all the time on the website that I highly encourage all your listeners to check out.
That's right, and follow him on Twitter so you can find out about any updates there at Poupart NFL. Alan, as always, you're a stud, my brother. Thank you for taking some time, man. We really appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, big. Always enjoy it.
You got it, baby. There you go, Alan Poupart. Don't forget, Saturdays at 8 a.m., baseball fans can go deep into the count with Alex Aguirre and Christian Chase. Catch the show that talks Marlins and all the big stories in the major leagues. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., Seamheads now have a new home. Listen to Deep Into the Count exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
We know he's the emotional leader, but now we get to see in this kind of situation when, honestly, when it went south with Minnesota, he wanted to hit elsewhere. Well, this is the first time with the Miami Heat for Jimmy Butler it's gone south. I'm kind of curious. This, guys, is true leadership.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winderman, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
At Baptist Health, we are ready
To serve. To treat.
to safely proceed with your procedure.
We're ready for ER visits and office visits with skilled surgeons.
Advanced medicine,
and multidisciplinary teams.
We're ready for new arrivals.
and new recoveries.
We are ready.
we're ready to diagnose, treat, and manage
Anything that comes our way.
with exceptional care and comfort.
With the same preparedness and compassion you've come to expect from Baptist Health.
And we are ready
We're ready.
We're ready.
to care for you.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Can I get a captain?
Captain and what?
Captain and Ginger?
I can't hear you.
Captain and Ginger!
He was a captain and ginger, captain and ginger. He was a captain and ginger.
Captain Morgan, official partner of Major League Soccer.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
This is the Big O Show.
Yes, it is. It's the Big O Show. That's actually Onside Zone with yours truly and Tito Benash, of course, every single day here. Thank you to Alan Pupar for joining us. Yeah, because to me, it's kind of the way I think the draft is breaking down. And I think that Miami ends up with Pitts or Jamar Chase. I really do. I think Atlanta's going to go quarterback. I think the Trey Lance kid, Arthur Smith, is going to go. That's what I have in Tennessee. I can do a lot of the things I do with Ryan Tannehill. I can do it with Trey Lance. And Trey can throw the ball, can run, a lot like what I was coaching up. I just got to get that running game going. We'll have the passing game because they've got receivers already on that team. And so either Atlanta goes Pitts or they go quarterback. It'll be, you know what's interesting, Tito, what we got to do? Next month, in a week or two, we'll bring on Randy McMichael and you're going to have to go get back the sound from the last Randy McMichael one. And he was, his conviction was Pitts, remember? All Pitts ain't falling past 4. So I want to get his thoughts in a couple of weeks when we're 2 weeks removed from the draft. And I want to see if he's still thinking Pitts or all of a sudden he's thinking, no, I think they're going to go quarterback now. Because I think they're going to go quarterback. Because you don't know when you're in that position again. You don't know what kind of quarterbacks, if you're ever in that position again, are going to come out that year. And so Trey Lance has got a boatload of talent. I'm not sure if he's going to become a stud or anything. That I can't tell you. But if you watch him, holy crap, the kid's talented. He's got an arm. He's got athleticism. And it just reminds me a lot of what Arthur Smith kind of just had with Ryan. So I think he's going to try to do the same thing. Okay, whether Lance is a better quarterback than Ryan or a lesser quarterback than Ryan, well, I don't know. That part we'll find out, But out of the guys in this draft, obviously Lawrence is the guy that I like the most. And then the other guy that for me is, from what I'm hearing from folks, is Zach Wilson. That's the other guy. All right, let's take a break. Hour number 3 is coming up. George Richards will join us in the bottom of the hour. Don't forget, folks, that every Thursday NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skonik and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to 2 of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Onside Radio. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
OnsideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Kai Chen Chisholm.
The Call of Duty League had their Week 2 Stage 2 matchups this past weekend, which included a lot of surprising results. This included the Minnesota Rocker winning both their matchups, a 3-0 against Optic Chicago on Friday, and a 3-2 against the current world champion Dallas Empire on Sunday. Optic Chicago also lost their second matchup of the weekend against the Florida Mutineers, that also a 3-0. Atlanta FaZe continue to dominate as they lead the CDL points with 155. Florida Mutineers now at 7th place with 50 points, and both Rocker wins move them up to 6th, just above the Mutineers with 60. The Mutineers are now tied in the Stage 2 group standings in Group Bravo with the Dallas Empire and Seattle Surge, as all 3 teams are currently holding a 2-1 standing. There are still a lot of games to be played out this season, and it'll be interesting to see where teams like Optic Chicago and Florida Mutineers finalize in the standings.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean?
The Onside Zone.
He's a liar. And there's nothing new about that. He's full of crap. If you're believing that, I got a bridge in the Keys. It's the one on the right side. Just want you to know, when you're going south, you'll see the smaller bridge on the right. I've got that one for sale if you're interested.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
That's the one boy band that I will say, dude, I'll stand up for Boys to Men every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Love those guys.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right.
Crypto Bro.
All right, baby. We are ready to rock. We are ready to roll, as they say. Hour number 3 on the program. And almost it's hit 59,000 today. Little Bitcoin action for you. And that makes, by the way, Tito very happy that Bitcoin is climbing back up again. Tito, does it hit 60 today? What's the prediction? Huh? Do we go back to 60? Do we hit that plateau we've visited once or twice?
I hope so. I hope it does. That'd be nice.
It will. If not today, tomorrow. It's going back up again, and it's going to go to new levels. It'll be going to 70,000 soon, and so don't worry about it. Don't panic. Relax out there. Hour number 3, George Richards will join us. We'll get his thoughts on what's going on with Aaron Ekblad, which I don't think it's good, unfortunately. I'd love to tell you, yeah, he's going to be back in 12 weeks. That looked to me like an injury that I just hope he's ready for training camp next year. Seriously. That's what I'm hoping for with Aaron Ekblad. I hope you're ready for October, maybe September when training camp officially starts, that kind of stuff. I hope you're ready for that, my brother. That's really what I'm hoping for. It took everything away from the win the other night. They got the Red Wings tonight, by the way, at 7 o'clock, BB&T Center. Ekblad out no less than 12 weeks. I'm sure it'll be a lot longer. The Heat beat the Knicks last night, 98-88. And look, they had lost 6 in a row. It gotten to a point now you're 2 games under 500. The Knicks aren't really a terrible team anymore. They've got a couple of young guys. Julius Randle gets to put up a lot of points on a mediocre team, so that's good for him. And I know he's grown as a player, but this is a game you had to win. If you lose this, you really, and I know you're waiting for Oladipo to join the team and all of that, but it's just you got to come up with this victory. You got to stop the bleeding. You got to turn things around. You got to find ways to win. Tomorrow you take on the Pacers. I mean, it's not like the schedule. You had actually a pretty decent schedule to start the second half of the season, and you didn't take advantage of it. That's really the disappointing part with the Miami Heat. Let's look at it. You lose to Memphis. You lose to the Pacers twice. You lose to the Suns. You lose to Portland. You lose to Charlotte. Okay? Not that they're all terrible teams or anything. They're pretty good teams. But Miami has a chance to win a lot of those games, and they couldn't. So now you're going to take on the Pacers. Golden State's not going to be easy. Not for the Heat. I mean, if the Heat was a really good team, then I would tell you, okay, but they could easily lose against Golden State. Cleveland, you got to beat. Memphis, let me ask you something, Tito. When Memphis plays Miami, who's the best player on the court?
Ja Morant.
Right. So,
yeah.
Again, not going to be easy.
But, the difference between him and Jimmy isn't that crazy.
No, you're right, but Ja Morant burned Jimmy at the end of the last game.
Yeah, that's right. That's fair.
Okay? So, you know what I mean? And I love what Jimmy Butler's doing. I'm just saying, it's not a layup for them.
I think any team with a winning record now, or I think they have to kind of view this second half stretch as almost like pre-playoffs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Oh, dude, you're 100% right.
Not the level of intensity, but in terms of going into every game, there's no room now for, we can afford a loss. You are battling for the 4th seed.
Yes. Yes.
And if you don't, not that it matters, because I think once you get into a series, home court obviously has its advantages, and I would still feel well about matching up with anybody outside of Philly and Brooklyn. Like I don't think there's any reason to be scared of Boston. I don't think there's any reason really to be scared of Milwaukee. But I think, yes, definitely a fact that, like, this second half of the stretch, your slack has been cut now. You don't have nearly the amount of falling room as you think you do.
Yeah, although this Heat team should be scared of Milwaukee. This is not the Heat team from the bubble.
I get that. I just think
it was the Heat team from the bubble with the mental toughness and all of that.
They're better. Milwaukee's better, but I still just have massive questions about Budenholzer come playoff time.
No, I get that.
Guy's a massive fraud.
I get that, but they're still better, way better than Miami right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Now, let's wait till Oladipo gets in there, and maybe now things start to change. You know, Spo is one of the best coaches in the NBA. That guy will figure out how to maximize a roster. But then again, a lot of the stuff I think sometimes is out of his control. You can only teach Tyler so much to play defense. Eventually, he's going to have to do it on his own, and he can't. Duncan, you can teach him. It's not – there's one thing I know about Duncan, Tyler Hero, and Kendrick Nunn and some of these other cats. It's not that the Heat didn't teach them how to play defense or try to emphasize it or try to show it to them on film. It's just those guys aren't good at it. For whatever reason it is, they're not trying, they're not this, that. I don't care what excuse you come up with. Bottom line is they're not good enough. And so some things are out of his control. Goran Dragic, old and broken down, often out of his control. Jimmy Butler has had several nicks and knacks and missed games, out of his control. COVID, out of his control. You know what I'm saying? So when Bam doesn't want to be as aggressive as he should, like it's happened this year, out of his control. There are certain things that, in the end, some of these guys have to look in the mirror, man. And they have to demand more from themselves. And Duncan needs to somehow find a way to be more productive on defense. And Tyler Hero has got to be finding a way to help out on defense. And they all, of course, have got to find more consistency on offense.
But
again, out of Spo's control.
To your point, and I feel like you and I are we've agreed on this for a while now. Like, we can kind of celebrate the games that Duncan has a great game and Tyler has a great game. And it seemed like both of them played well last night. And they might play better because of the lack of trade rumors. I kind of call BS on that. Like, I'm not a big fan of making excuses for players. You got to play the game, right?
It's funny you say that because I'm with you, dude, 1,000%. Today, in my interview that I do every Tuesday for the last 20 years with the station in Mobile, they asked me, well, should Jimmy Garoppolo feel bad right now about San Fran going up to the third spot? I said, it's time for him to compartmentalize. This is part of the game. It's his fault. He missed Emmanuel Sanders wide open down the field, which would have changed the trajectory of his career and the way people looked at him. He has been injured a lot. That's changed the trajectory of his career and the way people look at him. And you can't blame San Francisco for putting themselves in a spot to draft another quarterback. What Jimmy has to do now is compartmentalize, which is what you're talking about, Tito, is that Duncan and Tyler and all these guys got to compartmentalize. And they got to go out there and play their asses off and not worry about a trade. Jimmy Garoppolo cannot worry about the number 3 pick or even if they draft a young quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo has to find a way to stay on the field this year, be healthy, kick ass, so that way by the end of the year, you make it impossible in San Francisco as a decision. And you have to say, wow, Garoppolo played really well. Do we trade him away now or do we go with the youth movement? Now you put them in a tough position. And you have now raised your value around the league because others will want you. But if Garoppolo sits there and pouts and worries about the third pick and worries about everything else, what did Aaron Rodgers do? Aaron Rodgers didn't worry about you drafting a quarterback. He went out and won the MVP. Why? Because he said, F you. Oh, you're going to draft a quarterback? Oh, okay, watch me kick your ass. And that's what he did. Garoppolo has to do the same thing. And I'm with you, Tito.
Yeah.
Duncan and Tyler, no excuses, dude. You're a pro. Find a way to do the job. Hey, when I was getting fired from QAM, I knew I was getting fired for 11 months. I told Alex Solana, I told Larry Glick, who's here, that guy's firing me. No, get out of here, dude. You got 12 sponsors. How are they going to do that? He's firing me. Watch. When my option was up 11 months later, now, did I pout? Did I cry? Did I worry? Did I point fingers? No. I did my job. I waited my time. I waited for him to fire me, and I was free, and I was super happy. Compartmentalize. There are certain things you can't control, but what you can control is your professionalism and your dedication. So I'm with you, Tito. Tyler and Duncan have just got to learn to play with the biz, bro. It's all part of it.
Yeah, I just feel like, for the bright spot that was last night, and it seems like, they've been playing better since the trade deadline has passed, the conversation around them isn't about are they good players. They're obviously both good players, right?
Of course.
Like there's that's not the question here. The question is, are Tyler and Duncan worth salvaging and mortgaging potential guys who may be interested to come here? Are they something that you can build off of? And I haven't seen anything yet from either of them that gives you confidence to say, yes, we can build the franchise around Tyler. Maybe not, obviously not as a 1, not as a 2. Maybe can Tyler be a 3 on a championship team? Maybe. He hasn't shown it yet. Because let's say this, right? Let's play this game. You enter this offseason. You give Duncan the contract that he wants, which is 4 years, $70 million. Let's play that game, right?
Right.
If Tyler doesn't ascend to starter level next year, where are we in 2 years?
Oh no, you don't have time for that.
Right.
No,
you don't have the time for that.
No.
And then now you're a year away from in a year from now you're a year away from Tyler saying, "Hey, I need my rookie max." And if you've already given Duncan his contract, he's going to say, "Well, hell, I want more because I'm better than Duncan."
Right.
So the whole negotiations around Tyler and Duncan and they're such good shooters. They're good shooters. That the reason the Heat made their run last year was because they shot out of their minds in the bubble.
Right.
But to sit here and make proclamations that the Heat are 100% going to build through Tyler and Duncan after Jimmy passes on, or that's a weird way to say that, but after the Jimmy Butler era moves on, right? It's malpractice to even suggest that because we don't know what they are yet, much less Duncan for that matter.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. There's no doubt about it. And that's why this is something that, and part of them climbing out of this hole, part of them making an impact in the playoffs, it's going to be up to Tyler and Duncan. They got to do it. They got to help out Butler and Oladipo. Those guys are going to play balls out, and so is Bam, but that's just not enough. The other guys have to do their part. So the pressure is definitely on them to actually get it done. All right, folks, it is springtime, and you know what happens, right? It is only getting hotter out there, but in our studio, it is nice and cool. We got the AC going, and all the great people, I'm telling you, when we talk about AC and we talk about service and we talk about second to none, it's all about M&S Air Conditioning. Listen, when I want you to go to the website, ac-florida.com. Go check out my guys. They will definitely take care of you. Mike and Greg, they do something that very few do, and that's customer service, where they actually listen to the customer and they take care of that customer. And right now, you know that it's only going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And if that AC is struggling, I want you to call M&S Air Conditioning right now, folks. Listen, M&S, it's a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. So when you purchase a new Mitsubishi mini split system, you're going to receive a 12-year warranty, folks. I also, by the way, have peace of mind at home because here at the studios, at Inter Miami CF Stadium, and at my house, M&S Air Conditioning installed a high-efficiency polarized air filter, which, of course, we're all breathing cleaner air. You know, people come in wheezing, coughing, sneezing, all of that. You want to kill all those germs. It's not just COVID, because this way your family stays healthier. Your employees stay healthier. They're going to miss less work. You're going to miss less work. That's what you love. And the worst thing is, for somebody to come home and then they're sneezing and all that and they're spreading it all over. But if you have a polarized air filter, it is sucking up all of that and killing it, folks. And that's what really stands out about M&S Air Conditioning, folks. The prompt, reliable service. When you call them, you get a live company employee on the phone from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. handling all of your AC needs. So, for honest, reliable, and affordable residential and commercial air conditioning repair and installation. And if you want more info on the preventative maintenance plans that they have and high-efficiency air filters, please call M&S Air Conditioning at acflorida.com. Check out the website, or 954-421-3680. Tell them that Big O sent you. 954-421-3680. Follow them on Facebook at M&S Air 88 and on Twitter at M&S Air C. That is, give Mike and Greg a call, baby. M&S Air Conditioning right now.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
The things that men will do to their junk blows me away.
It's
like
idiotic.
People will, Prince Albert's just...
I don't know it.
A Prince Albert? You don't know what a Prince Albert is? Prince Albert is when you have them pierce your manhood through like the, like a giant... just, steel rod. On that note.
4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
Hello, Inter Miami CF fans. Download the Drink AR app and play inside a first-of-its-kind virtual soccer stadium, hosted by Bodega Trevento and Inter Miami CF, and celebrate your passion for soccer from the comfort of your own home. Find the download links on our Instagram account at Treventus and get our wines delivered straight to your home with a discount for all Inter Miami CF fans. Discover Trevento, a shared passion.
Hey, it's Big O. Air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
You can now watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio. Log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. Watch Toast get frustrated with Marsh. OnsideRadio.com. South Florida's home for real sports talk. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
All righty, welcome back. We take it till 3. Then Alex Donald will take over at that point. If you want to get in, 888-441-4623. If you want to get in on the show, the other way to reach out to us is on Twitter at Big O Show. And on the text line, 844-416-8123. NorCal says, Big O always does his job. you got no choice. So you got to do your job. That's what it's all about, man. Got to do your job one way or another, but just get it done and then worry about everything else when it all falls into place. Let's see. What else do we have here? Drafted by the Eagles either in 94 or 95 draft, Tony Mandrich, another major bust by the Packers. Yes, I remember him, and I remember Mandrich. I remember that. Yes. Plenty of those kind of guys in the history of the NFL. George Richards will join us in the next segment, so we'll have a little fun with George, and we'll talk a little Okie. It's a shame. I don't know how they recover from the Ekblad thing. That's going to be one hell of a mission for them to actually recover from all of this. What else do we have here? Did you see the Obi-Wan Kenobi series there, Tito?
No.
Did you hear about it? So you don't know anything about this?
No.
So Disney Plus is. Are you a Star Wars guy?
Yeah, not a huge one, but I like it.
Oh, okay. All right. So the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus is preparing to begin production, with the series also adding several new cast members: Moses Ingram, Joel Edgerton, Bonnie Pace, whatever. There's a whole bunch of names there, anyways, that they're doing. It says also that Ewan McGregor has joined the series, and he'll reprise his role as Kenobi from the Star Wars prequel. Details on who the others will be playing is kept under wraps, although Egerton and Piesi will likely be playing the role of Owen and Beru Lars, and Luke Skywalker's uncle and aunt, whom they played in the Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Damn. Luke, by the way, will play a role in the series too. So that's pretty cool that they're going to have. I love this, by the way, as a Star Wars geek that I am. I love that that Disney Plus is adding all of this stuff, man. I love the Han Solo one. I like that they're adding all of this. You know, I've watched the Clone Wars cartoons, and they're all right. I'm just not, you know, it's funny that I know how Family Man and The Simpsons and American Dad and all that stuff has exploded. Futurama, all of that. I can never really get into it. I'll watch, I'll run into it and watch it. The only cartoon that I watched, actually quite a bit of it early on, was South Park. That's it. And then I got tired of watching South Park too. So I'm just not the guy that gets older and still wants to watch the cartoons. Not that there's anything against it, because millions of people love it. Millions of adults watch The Simpsons and everything else that's Family Guy, all that stuff. I just haven't been that guy. It's one of those things. And even with the Clone Wars, I've had, issues watching that too because of the cartoonish, nature of it. How about you? Do you watch any of those, the Clone Wars?
No, not really, no.
Do you even know about it?
Well, isn't it like a mini series that Disney did for
Yeah.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
I've seen like my cousins and stuff watch that. I don't watch it.
I have not watched it, but I am looking forward to this Obi-Wan Kenobi series. That's going to be cool. I'm glad that they're doing this and going into the different directions and the different storylines for all the different characters. I absolutely love it. I think it's super cool, and I'm definitely going to be glued to the tube watching it, just like I watched The Mandalorian. I love The Mandalorian. Raging Dolphin Maniac says, I love South Park, but the show is inconsistent. Okay. Ray says, you will definitely see Darth Vader, as the timeline for the series is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, and an adult Luke. It will be fun. John says, Big O, watch the Orville, something like Star Trek. It's a comedy, very funny. Okay, I'll see if I can check it out. Where's it at, by the way? Who shows it? Publix Warehouse was dying to listen for you, Big O. Nice. Well, thanks to all the folks at the Publix warehouse. Appreciate you all out there. Get me some Quisp cereal. Okay? Tell the people at Publix to carry Quisp. It's a weird cereal, but I loved it as a kid. It's still around, but I got to order it through Amazon. So tell them Quisp. And here's the other thing. What I'd like to know, okay, can somebody answer this? Cookie Crisp cereal, all right? Whatever happened to the vanilla one?
Huh?
Yeah, it's only chocolate chip. Or I don't know if they added other flavors.
Oh, yeah, there was a birthday cake flavor or something.
No, it
right?
wasn't birthday cake. It was literally vanilla. And this was when it first came out, Cookie Crisp. I'm talking about, I don't even think you were born, kid, to be honest with you. It's been that long that the Cookie Crisp vanilla cereal disappeared. Okay? It's not that I have anything against chocolate chip. Those are good. But it's not, the vanilla one was delicious, bro. It was awesome. And I don't know what the hell happened to it. I don't know why they eliminated that one. What was that?
I'm hungry now.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Ragin says the Orville is good, John. So there you go. Big O, speaking of Disney Plus, what do you think of the new Captain America? I have not seen it. Is that the Captain America Falcon whatever thing?
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, yeah.
Isn't it like a 3-hour movie? I haven't seen it yet.
No, it's a series.
Oh, it's a series.
It's just like WandaVision.
Okay. WandaVision was good.
Great.
I enjoyed WandaVision. At first, I wanted to kind of hang myself because I want to say like the first 2 episodes, maybe the third episode. That might have been just the first 2 episodes. Maybe the third started a little slow and then it picked up, I think is how it went. But it started slow and then it really picked up. I enjoyed WandaVision, I got to say. At first, I did not. I was like, I was waiting for it to get better. You know, one of those deals. Ian from Brooklyn's chiming in with Lucky Charms. The Publix store you shop at, order it for you, go to the front desk. Really? But if they don't carry it, you can order it? That's weird. I didn't know that.
I think if you make a deal, like you'll buy a certain amount of it, they'll.
You see, well, on Amazon, I only have to buy 1 or 2 or 3 if I want to. I usually only buy 1 or 2. I haven't bought it in a while. Let me see. Is it still there? Let me see if they've got the Quisp cereal on Amazon. Let's see. Here it is, Quisp cereal. There we go. Quisp cereal. I don't know if the glare or whatever, if it helps or not. There you go. That's what I want, a little Quisp. Okay? $21 for a pack of 3. All right, George Richards will join us next. We'll ask him if he even knows what the Quisp cereal is. And we'll ask him what's his favorite cereal. And we'll also find out if Ekblad will ever come back this season. We'll find out all of that with George Richards, Panthers beat writer for FloridaHockeyNow.com.
Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to 2 of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit more2adhd.com for additional information. That's more2adhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
What?
Blatantly
So they'd be
obvious.
like Sauron.
You are not. No, you're not. You're not jumping to Hobbit. You are not jumping to Lord of the Rings.
Why?
No, because you're not. You're not jumping from Marvel to Lord of the Rings.
There are
no,
there
no.
aren't any Marvel movies that even touch Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm serious, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch. Yeah, you're right. Iron Man isn't better than a 19-hour-long 3-part Hobbit.
So Iron Man is your favorite Marvel one?
No, I just threw it out there. There's 23 of them or 26 of them for crying out loud. Thor Ragnarok. Watch that one.
I thought they're all Thor
Oh my
Thor
God.
Ragnarok.
No, Thor Ragnarok is an actual Thor movie. It's the 3rd Thor movie. I hate you.
4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Heat winners last night, defeating the New York Knicks 98-88. They take on the Indiana Pacers on Wednesday. Heat get their 23rd victory. Heat looking to make it 2 wins in a row on Wednesday. Tip-off slated for 7 p.m. Victor Oladipo potentially making his first appearance with the Miami Heat. Florida Panthers play tonight. They take on the Red Wings. Panthers also looking for their 23rd victory. They lost Aaron Ekblad, officially out for the remainder of the season. Panthers take on the Red Wings, set for 7 p.m. Panthers going to stay in the top 3 of the division, and 2 college basketball games tonight, both with a trip to the Final Four on the line. Michigan takes on UCLA. Michigan as a 7-point favorite according to Vegas currently, and Gonzaga taking on USC. That game tips off at 7:15. UCLA takes on Michigan at 9:57 Eastern. Both those games with a trip to the Final Four on the line. With your Onside Sports update, I'm Tito Bonacci. Coming up next, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here, OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
All right, we promised we're going to talk a little Okie. And the man from Florida Hockey Now, that's right, it's George Richards, kind enough to join us. Go to the website, floridahockeynow.com, and, of course, follow him on Twitter at George Richards. Mr. Richards, how are you feeling, sir?
Hi, Orlando. How are you, buddy?
I am doing great, my man. I got to tell you, the other night, it's like you win the game, but like you walk away with this like sour taste and all that. It's almost like I guess one of those ugly nights where you got laid and then you woke up in the morning and you go, oh my God, I slept with that. You know, it's like you got laid, but you didn't really want to in a way, you know, that kind of stuff. So you wanted to win, but not in that way because the Ekblad thing just kind of affected you the whole night.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you know, at least they got the 2 points out of it. I
Amen.
mean, you know, they got
Amen.
something out of it. But yeah, I mean, to lose a guy like Aaron Ekblad, it's going to affect the rest of the year. I mean, it just is. I mean, the guy's such a big part of this team and such a hard piece to replace. They're going to try, and you're going to see guys step in and play well, but you're not going to see, unless they trade for something. I mean, and you're not going to be able to trade for a guy like him. I mean, he's an elite guy, and that's the tough thing. It's like losing Barkov for the rest of the season. I mean, it's just because of the position he plays, because of the responsibilities that he does, that they lean on him in so many different ways. You know, it's going to be tough, but, you know, teams have gone through this before. I mean, injuries are part of it, obviously, but, you know, at least they're in a good spot. This could have happened a week after the trade deadline. This could have happened to a team in 5th place trying to get the 4th. It didn't. I mean, they've got points in the bank. They're a playoff team, and they should be able to survive this. Whether they'll be able to thrive with this, you know, that's the question.
So, George, what are the options? What names are out there that they may try to bring in to not replace, but at least try to fill in?
Well, you know, the big name, you know, is Nashville's Matthias Ekholm. I mean, he's a top defenseman. We don't even know if Nashville's going to trade him. I mean, he's got a year left on his contract, so he's not a rental. And he doesn't make a whole lot of money. He only makes $3.5 million. So everybody in the league, if Nashville's shopping him, everybody in the league wants a guy like that. So it's not going to come cheap. But you know, he's the number one guy out there. And there are other defensemen out there that the Panthers could look at. I mean, there's David Savard in Columbus and, you know, all these different guys that'll help give you depth and help give you options. But you're not going to replace Aaron Ekblad. I mean, he was the number one pick of the draft for a reason. He's a franchise defenseman. And you're not going to find a franchise defenseman. So you're just trying to add some pieces and see what magic they can make, and they're gonna trade for one or two, or you know, Shane Gostisbehere, a South Florida guy, went on waivers today from Philadelphia. I don't know if the Panthers will put in a claim for him or not, but you know, he might be a guy that could come in and really help you out. So you know, a change of scenery, coming home, yada yada. We'll see, but. You know, there are going to be options out there, and the Panthers are shopping. They were shopping before, but now they're really looking to deal.
And does this put them at a disadvantage because teams are going to smell a little desperation after losing Ekblad, and if that is setting in, what are they going to end up having to sacrifice for this?
Well, yeah, there's always going to be that because, you know, when it comes to the trade deadline, teams always know that there are teams like the Panthers that are going for it, that they see their window, and they're always going to pay more at the trade deadline. But this year's a little different only because, you know, we've got quarantines, we've got the COVID thing, you've got some teams that would be buyers that maybe aren't this year because, you know, they haven't had fans in the stands and they don't want to add salary. So maybe, you know, the teams you're competing with, there aren't as many. So they might be able to work. And listen, Bill Zito is a very smart guy. He's a very analytics-driven guy. He's not going to panic shop. He's not going to sell the farm for a short-term fix. So, you know, they've got an army of smart guys in that Panther front office right now working on this and seeing what they can finagle and seeing if maybe there's an underused guy. I mean, you look at right now, Gus Forsling. They got him off waivers, and right now he's taking Ekblad's spot on the top line. And this was a guy that was cut loose by the Carolina Hurricanes because Carolina had too many defensemen and really couldn't use him right that minute. So Florida ended up benefiting from that because they were smart, because they saw something in Forsling that maybe Carolina didn't, and now they're reaping the benefits of that. So there are going to be guys like that we maybe have never heard of. Some guy that plays for the Anaheim Ducks or something that they bring in and becomes one of your top guys. Who knows? But it'll be interesting to see. And we've got 2 weeks before the trade deadline, and it should be fun.
All right, George, and so what is the exact injury? Do we know, or is it just they're kind of staying vague with the whole thing?
They're staying vague with it, but it looks like it's a fracture. They had to so some kind of bone in his leg needed to be set. So they say he's out 3 months.
Well, they said at least 3 months. So do we know if there's any ligament damage? Because that they didn't mention that, so it doesn't sound like it, because it doesn't, and that's the lucky. Maybe it's just a break, and that would be great. I remember, a couple years ago when Vinny Trocheck, remember that? Yeah,
and it looked like his leg bent 5 different ways, yes. And all it was I think an ACL, and he was back, and it looked like it was we thought that was broken, as well as MCL, everything.
Yeah, and
we thought he tore his entire leg apart, and it just turned out to be, I think a high ankle sprain, whatever it was. But he was out 2 months. It's not going to be an easy rehab for Aaron Ekblad, and he's going to have to be off it for a while. But hopefully for him, he's going to be able to get it back on the ice in August and be at training camp in September.
Yeah, it's funny because somebody may have heard you when you were saying, well, thank God it wasn't that it's only a break. And really, actually, he's lucky if it really is only a break, because as you and I know, if it's a ligament, he's done for the year. If he tore the ligament, it's over. But if it's actually a break, a kneecap fracture or something like that, he legitimately actually has a shot at the postseason now.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, they're saying he wouldn't be back until June. Who knows? It depends how long the Panthers season goes. There's obviously an opportunity there that maybe he could come back, but nobody's counting on that. I mean, it's going to be a tough rehab for him, but he's a tough guy, and you just feel for him because he was having such a great year. Right. What a great year he was having. I mean, legitimately a Norris Trophy candidate. Wasn't going to win it. No Florida guys are going to win those big awards, but he was definitely in that conversation, and that's just a huge step forward for him in his progression as like I said, an elite NHL defenseman.
Yeah, and they don't have a defenseman that can score like this dude. So they don't have a guy that has a shot like this guy.
Yeah, I mean, on both ends of the ice. I mean, he's your top defensive guy, and he's your top pinching up, and even, on the power play. I know we always talk about Keith Yandel on the power play, but it's been Aaron Ekblad that's been scoring the points on the power play. He's replaced Mike Hoffman with that big shot from the right side. So you've got to replace that. You got to replace him on the back end. You got to replace his leadership. There's, it's just an impossibility to replace a guy like this, but you've got to try, and things seem to heal themselves. So, once they play today, life moves on. It sounds crass, but it does. You just got to move on.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Give us a little preview of what to expect tonight against the Red Wings.
Well, it should be a fun game. I mean, Detroit, they're the last place team in the Central, but they're not as bad as everybody seems to think. I mean, they're not great by any means, but they're certainly a mile and a half ahead of the Buffalo Sabres. I know that's a very low bar, but this is a team that Columbus is in the heat of a playoff race, and they just swept them this weekend, beat them both times in Detroit. So they're feeling good about themselves. They're a young team. They've got a lot of young players, so they're learning the game as the season's going on. And I was looking at, the last time the Panthers played them, Detroit's beat Florida twice. So it's not like this is a pushover team. So they've really improved since the last time the Panthers played them. This was a team that lost like 7 or 8 in a row, and then they beat the Panthers. And ever since then, they're a team that wins, once or twice a week, and that's a vast improvement over what they were.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's just, I love what I'm seeing from the Panthers, and the Red Wings got some young guys, and these young guys don't know any better. That's why they're dangerous, actually, right? I mean, in a way.
No, absolutely. They don't know. Yeah, they're just going out there. They're all fighting for jobs. They know that. They know that management is watching, and Detroit in a couple of years is going to be good. I mean, we know they are. They got Stevie Yzerman running things, and they're going to be fine. So, we'll see what happens down the road. But at least for tonight, Panthers are glad to be home. You got Bob in net, and we're going to see. I mean, what I was impressed with, I'll tell you what, Big O, is after after Aaron Ekblad goes down, there was a lot of time. There was 11 minutes left in that second period. So you had half a game left to play, and the Panthers just completely shut down Dallas. I mean, completely shut them down. With all the emotions going through their head with, oh, woe is me, there was none of that. They end up winning 4-1. Just a really nice win on a really crummy day for the Panthers, and I think that spoke a lot about this team's fortitude and moving forward.
Yep. Let's hope they can try to overcome this, because obviously it's an enormous loss. Follow my man George Richards on Twitter at George Richards. More importantly, get your asses locked in. Bookmark FloridaHockeyNow.com so you can find out the latest on the Cats. George, as always, my brother, thank you for taking some time. Let's hope the boys bounce back.
All right. Big O, thanks, buddy. We'll talk later.
You got it. There you go. As always, George Richards, man. Bring in it. We love it. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest. Now wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
If you missed Red Card Radio with Austin Robillard, then you missed this.
Beckham and Moss made it seem like it was the most important thing in the world that they had to talk about the academy and bringing up players from the academy to play for Inter Miami. And well, they've not only done it, they've now done it in abundance. First, it was Felipe Valencia. And in a question asked about Felipe Valencia, David Beckham specifically mentioned another name in Ian Frey. This was now, in hindsight, a complete foreshadowing of what was to come this week, because Ian Frey has now signed as a first-team player for Inter Miami. Ian Frey also signed alongside his former teammate from Fort Lauderdale CF, Edison Ascona.
Red Card Radio with Austin Robillard every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
Can I get a captain?
Captain and what?
Captain and Ginger.
I can't hear you.
Captain and Ginger. He was a captain and Ginger. Captain and Ginger. He was a captain and Ginger.
Captain Morgan, official partner of Major League Soccer.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last, to the risk takers, the mask makers,
the heroes on the front line and online, to the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful, to those who don't stop and those making all the stops, to the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
At Baptist Health, we are ready
To serve. To treat.
To safely proceed with your procedure.
We're ready for ER visits and office visits with skilled surgeons.
Advanced medicine.
And multidisciplinary teams. We're ready for new arrivals.
And new recoveries.
We are ready.
We're ready to diagnose, treat, and manage
anything that comes our way
with exceptional care and comfort.
With the same preparedness and compassion you've come to expect from Baptist Health.
And we are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready
to care for you.
You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
All right, we thank Alan Poupart and George Richards for joining us here on the show. Great stuff as always. And, of course, great work by Tito Benash, even though he's just, you know, when it comes to pop culture, he's just way behind the times. But what are we going to do about the kid, you know?
You tell me he still hasn't watched Smokey and the Bandit, Top Gun, Rocky.
Stripes.
Oh, my God.
I mean, really, seriously. How do you even live, right? I mean, how do you even accept life without watching that kind of stuff? By the way, Julio Cesar Chavez and Anderson Silva now?
Oh,
seriously,
yeah,
dude?
I'm over it.
Seriously, dude?
I'm gonna watch it though. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it, but I'm over it. Like I'm over this fantasy matchmaking. That's one of those things, though. It's like anybody who's really into combat sports or anybody who covers combat sports, it's like you've got to watch it to see what happens, but you don't have to be happy about it, right?
So Trainwreck is what we're watching. Trainwreck is basically it's like watching Kanye West. You're just waiting for the train wreck, basically. That's what you're waiting for.
It's the new form of entertainment. I mean,
either he says that somebody hates black people, or he runs into a stop sign. You know, it's something with Kanye West.
I would have voted for him for president if he was on my ballot. He didn't make the Florida ballot. I'm not serious, by the way. Just so you know, there was like an awkward pause.
I gotta tell you, no, because I thought about it a little bit, and I said it might even be better than the two options we had.
Crypto, bro.
So, I'm just saying.
Crypto,
I'm just saying. Trump,
you're not right.
Biden, Bernie Sanders, Hillary, or Kanye. I don't know, dude. I might go Kanye also.
Kanye, baby. Kanye all the way.
Oh, there's the other option.
What was that?
What was
Crypto,
that?
bro.
What was? What did he play? I didn't have my
Crypto,
headphones.
bro.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
Crypto,
Anybody
bro.
that's crypto, bro, we'll go with it. What do you got going on today?
Well, today we're going to talk a lot of basketball, a lot of hockey. We're going to talk some Canes football. Jeremy Taché from Fox Sports Florida is going to join me at 3:30 to talk some Heat and Panthers. He covers them for what is now Bally's Sports Florida. I've got to get used to saying that.
Let's work out.
Doesn't exactly roll off
Put on the
tongue.
shoes.
And David Ferrones from the Sun Sentinel is going to join me to talk some Canes in the 4 o'clock hour. And, you know, Tuesday is my favorite day of the week because it is Terrible Take Tuesday. And we have some awful takes to air out today. Mostly
Can I add one?
Yeah, oh, please.
Let me add a terrible take. Does Larinaga have COVID? Because if you're talking about Canes and basketball, like, what the hell's going on over there, bro? Nobody wants to be around the
They're
man.
not going to have enough players to field a team next year.
You're going to have to fire the dude or something. I hate that this is how it's going to end now with him.
Same.
Because he's done so much for the program, but I'm wondering what the hell is going on. please ask Furones,
I'm
what the
going
hell is
to.
going on?
Yeah, 'cause you're right. I should, because he covers basketball as well in addition to football. So I'm going to, because
Like seriously,
yeah.
what is going on? All we ever found were people that wanted to be a part of the program. Now everybody wants to get away from the program.
And for like a couple of years, they got a lot of mileage out of blaming that Fugazi FBI investigation, which was bullshit. But you can't blame that for 4 years.
No. That cloud's gone.
That cloud is gone.
Has nothing to do with the people that are going now and leaving you and going into the
Right.
transfer portal and all that crap. And you're like, whoa, you thought one guy was going to opt for the NBA, and no, I'm leaving to another school, dude.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's just-
heartbreaking. Like, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still Miami, and it's still an ACC program. Like,
Yeah.
how can you not find players?
Right.
Like, it's not a mid-major.
No,
Like,
and it
it's,
was
you know,
it's a good basketball
Absolutely.
program.
Absolutely. It's not an elite program in basketball, but it's a good program, and it's in the ACC. It is mind-boggling to me that they can't get players to stay there or come there.
It's crazy. All right, so keep it locked here. Donna will carry you till 6 o'clock. Michael Christian will take over with game night from 6 to 7, so no reason. Keep it locked right here. We started all off in the morning again with Toast and Marsh at 8 a.m. We thank all of you for subscribing and supporting all of our shows here at Onside Radio. Tito Benash, excellent work by you. Stay tuned, baby. Man of the match next.
We'll be right back to the Man of the Match with Alex Dano. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You're listening to the home of Inter Miami CF.
His strike is a decent one. It's fired into the top right corner. Gonzalo Higuain opens his account for Inter Miami.
OnsideRadio.com, where the passion for La Rosa Negra runs deep.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
You're listening to the station with more